Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it this time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyway, before we start then, good afternoon everyone. We are here in Austria for round 17 of the ZRL World Championship. And today we have got a sprint race actually, instead of qualifying. And joining me like usual in the commentary box today, we've got Lewis F1. So hello, Lewis.
Hello. So, last round we was in Imola, which the newcomer and the debutant of Hypes took the win in that Ferrari, which is now his permanent seat, and he's here today again, so we'll be expecting a good performance from him.
Yeah, and we've got two drivers who received a quali ban from last race, but that will be carried over as we have obviously the sprint race, which will be 25%, and it's about to get underway now. So here we go. Hopefully, if it will start this time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait another 30 seconds now, and then we'll be underway.
Obviously, the driver's not ready, not.
Yep.
And this time, hopefully, we won't have Wi-Fi problems and mic problems.
And just before we go, yeah, the last sprint we had was in Silverstone, where we seen member Charlie Chip get a 6 race ban, but that was quite a hectic race. But then, I think we're about to get underway, are we? Yes, we are. Line on the grid now. It is 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for Austria sprint racing. It's Ackers off the line very well now.
Is collision.
Turn 1. And it is a collision. Xbox Cool was retired from the session on the first lap of the race, and the pig makes Gilsey now, who's in P1. And there's a bit of Wi-Fi connection there, and it's lagging a bit as ADS gets a 5-second time penalty. And Ackers is still leading the race, and it's a full safety car now up into the top turn here.
Hypes has also dropped very far back now, and we'll be hoping to gain those positions back. But very hectic start there.
Okay, right, so Xbox, what happened at the start, did you see? So, obviously Xbox, was it Xbox and Bass that collided then, I'm guessing?
I don't know, because I just saw Hypes and Xbox sliding down the grid incredibly fast, and then there's obviously a VSC and collision.
Okay then, so coming out of that then, as we're about to go on to the second lap, Ackers in the Alfa Romeo, he is reserving in Z1 today, as he is a dev driver, but he's reserving today like I just mentioned, and he is leading the race. He started P1, still leading. The pig started in the same position he is now. And shall we have a look at some position changes, shall we?
It might be important to comment, but this grid was started by the actual grid order and standings order reversed. So that is why you'll see some of the top drivers near the back of the grid.
Yeah, as Hypes and ADS are in the pit lane at the moment. We've got Xbox Culver and Bass both out of the session, who I think collided, as that's a 3 miles with a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Chubb. I didn't actually see that.
But ADS and Hypes now are at the advantage because they've made the mandatory pit stop and are on medium, so will be able to last the whole race if they manage their tyres.
Yeah, they definitely will be able to, as we're on lap 2 under safety car still, and I think it could come in this lap, Lewis, couldn't it, as we're on reduced safety car, I think, would it? Or maybe one more lap.
Maybe this lap, but probably gonna stay out for another lap.
Yeah. Okay then, major position changes then. So Hypes and ADS obviously went into the pit lane. They both dropped down 6 positions. Ellis the Great has dropped down 3 positions, started P3, now P6. ZRL made up 2, DK's also made up 3, and Ben has made up 6, which is a very, very good start for him. Oh, and he goes into the pit lane now.
But it took the lead through the pit lane. Only for a second now.
And like you mentioned earlier, Lewis, that could be good for Ben, ADS,
and he's gone off the
Hypes.
hards as well, so he'll
He's
definitely
definitely going to be wanting to finish the race on them then.
So
Yeah, I think
now
there's
it
one
looks
more lap under the safety car. But, yeah,
now it's like the top 3 competitors for the podium will be ADS, Hypes and Ben.
yeah, it could well be, as they aren't really going to have to pit if they manage their tyres well. But yeah, Ackers then. Actually, we haven't mentioned, have we, Lewis? I don't think. Oh no, we have mentioned. We mentioned it earlier. I was going to say about the grid being reversed for the standings being reversed for the grid on the sprint, but you've already mentioned that, so never mind. Oh, okay then, safety car will be coming in this lap. So drivers will be.
And it's the pig
Rare
has found himself in podium positions for the 2nd race in a row.
And you've got the pig's teammate Gilksy, only two positions behind him, with ZRL just between them. So let's see what's going to happen then, as the safety car pulls into the pit lane, and we're going around the final few corners now. And it's Ackers who's going to want to get a really good start, and he pulls away very well there. And we're racing again in Austria, down into turn 1 now. Ackers has got a very good run, and the pig is only half a second away. ZRL just behind is going to look for a move on the pig up to this turn up here, and it's DK and Gilksy side by side there. DK gets past him. Josh Dawson and Ellis the Great. Ellis the Great's going to want to get a move. Oh, makes contact there. There's a lot of Wi-Fi connections on my screen now. I don't know if any of you got that, and I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest. But Gilksy and DK then going side by side, and Gilksy's going to go the long way round. He goes very, very wide, touches the grass there, and DK has obviously managed to get that position.
Josh is definitely going to try get that position from the grass on Gilksy's tyres up, but he seems to be falling further back. But at the back, Hypes is on again, one position. But Prodigy is going to try go on the outside into the fight in turn 9 and 10. And he does go around the outside, but he goes slightly wide. Zach's out of the session.
ZRL round, and ZRL's out. ZRL is... Okay,
we had 1 lap of racing.
Yep, and we're back under the safety car. Did he... I'm guessing he spun round on his own?
Yeah, I think he spun by the wall.
And he will not be happy with that. He was in decent positions there. But Ackers then still leads the Grand Prix on lap 5 out of 18, with the pig just behind him. DK, who is right in the middle of both Alpha Tauris, and Josh Dawson is just behind that. Ellis the Great in P6. Very, very talented driver in this Mercedes car, and I'm excited to see what he'll be able to do in today's race. And I think we should mention as well that Echo Computer and QC Rocket both aren't here today. Both of them doing very, very well in the championship. So let's see how well today's podium really, Lewis, is anyone's, isn't it?
I mean, right now the rate of safety cars, even though we're on reduced, it's looking like it's going to be Ackers, the pig, and DK. But the Alpha Tauris, which are dropping further and further back in the grid, but recently, last race, obviously with stroke of luck, they managed to get on the podium. But this race, we've got Gilksy in in P1 leading, and the pig is in the pits though on P6, and it looks like they're going to be copying Ben, ADS and all of those strategies.
So after all them drivers pitting, Prodigy has managed to get himself to P3, and I think that pit stop that he made earlier on was a good idea, as he's found himself in the podium positions now.
And Ellis is definitely going to be putting a lot of pressure on Gurksy when the safety car ends.
A lot of pressure. As I mentioned earlier on, Ellis the Great's a very talented driver, and he is a Grand Prix winner here at ZRL. So he knows what he's doing. And Gilksy knows what he's doing as well. He's a wise man, but we'll just have to see what's
Ellis is getting very impatient now. Looks like safety car is going to be out for another lap, so in the first 7 laps we would have only had 1 lap of racing. The entire race.
I thought it would have been better than that, as we have got reduced safety car, but that clearly hasn't happened. But okay, lap 7 now out of 18. We're under a safety car for the second time in the sprint race. We've got 3 drivers out. That's Zach Duck, Xbox Culver, and Bass. Xbox Culver and Bass both out on the first lap, and Zach Duck went out, I think it was 2 laps ago now.
Xbox and Bass went out on the first lap, but I think Zach was the one that triggered this safety car, so would be in lap 5.
Yeah, like I said, Ellis the Great's getting very, very impatient now. It's side by side with Ellis and Gilksy there, and we're only going into sector 2.
However, that extra braking will be heating up his tyres quite well.
And Ellis goes very wide though.
All of that heat's gone.
Safety car will be in this lap then for the second time at the sprint race.
Brooks is going very slow now. Trying to slow down Ellis to surprise him.
Ellis then about side by side with Gilksy as we're heading down now.
The safety car goes into
9.
the pits, and racing is about to get started again. All of the drivers are getting ready as Gilksy is beginning to speed up now, and that is going to be a green flag as Ellis is going down the into pit straight, about to try dive bomb into turn 1, but Gilksy defends well.
He's defending well as Gilksy then is still in front. He's going to have to defend like crazy, because if his life depends on it, as Ellis the Great, as Ellis the Great now takes, he did take the lead of the race, as Gilksy is now back leading the race. My game out quite a bit there, as Prodigy is just behind all of this as well. He's got front row seats to this little battle going on.
Yep, there's the heading.
Is still going to have to defend like crazy.
As the heading down in sector 1, the pig is losing all of his positions that is gained and is now back into P10.
And that was Ellis the Great then, who just went round the outside of Gilksy, and that was a very, very smooth move, I must say, round that Alpha Tauri. As Josh Dawson, who just managed to get past ADS in the Williams, and we're going down the straight. Once again, Ellis the Great is leading the race now with the fastest last sector just there, and he's going to be hoping to extend his lead out from Gilksy. Well, and the rest of the pack.
The pig is now out of, if he was in a race, he would now be out of the points. However, he would be starting in a Q2 position and won't be too happy about that.
And that was a bit of a battle with the pig and Chubb there. The pig forced Chubb a bit wide there on into turn 1 even.
Oh, Prodigy's in P2. Prodigy's got the move done on Galaxy and is now taken that front row seat.
Okay, then lap 9 out of 18 in the sprint race here at Austria. Ellis the Great is leading the race and has made up 2 positions, and he just gets the fastest lap as well. Prodigy in the Haas car is only 1.5 seconds away from him. The big question is, will he be able to catch up to him, as Josh Dawson gets a 3-second time penalty and ADS gets another.
But DRS is now enabled,
well.
so DK gets the clean move past Galaxy far before the corner and has taken the podium position away from the Alpha Tauri.
It's Guilty then back with DRS down the back straight. Will he be able to get up to DK? He'll definitely be able to gain on him, but definitely will not be able to get past him. He's just way too far back to make that move stick.
But will Prodigy be able to gain those 6/10 in time to get DRS, which I don't believe he will, as he's slipping further away every lap.
Yeah, and like Lewis just said, Prodigy's made a bit of a mistake there and he's just gone into the pit lane.
Josh goes for on the outside of Galaxy, but he has now gone into the pits as well. But that was a clean move by Josh, who's now in P3.
DK's in P2. He is another Grand Prix winner, I believe, at ZRL. So will he be able to catch up to Ellis? The time is 7 seconds away from him. Let's see if he'll be able to gain. As Hypes is now in P5. Bend has made up 10 positions, I think we should mention. He started P14. Proper good drive from him today. And Akers is in P12 and dropped down 11 positions. He started in P1. And that is not a very good start. Well, it's not been a very good race for Akers at the moment. Oh, yellow flag in set 2. And that's an Alpha Tauri round. And it's the pig who went round there. I'm not sure who was at fault there. Oh, Ellis is in the pit lane then. Chubb gets a 3-second time penalty at the same time. And it's DK who has inherited the race lead. Ben also gets up to P2. He's just got past Josh Dawson with DRS, I believe. And Josh Dawson is going to want to get back at him with DRS now. He's going to get the slipstream off Ben. Will he be able to get back past him? No, he won't. He's very, very far back there, but he's only 4 tenths away now, 3 tenths away. But will he be able to get past him on this main straight is the big question. You can't forget, Hypes is just behind Josh Dawson. If he keeps this distance, he will gain the DRS on the straight as well. So we're going to have 2 drivers with DRS just on this straight here. Let's see what happens, as Hypes will definitely get the DRS and Josh Dawson claims the DRS as well. Josh Dawson then getting closer and closer to Ben, only half a second there, but way too far back to make the move into turn 1. It's Hype just behind as well, who will claim the DRS again. So will Josh Dawson, but there's just too much of a gap between each other to get past each other.
Yep, as we're heading down now towards turn 2, they'll be hoping to get more DRS, which will lead to another DRS train.
Oh, and Chubb's just made a very nice move down the inside of ADS. Will he make the move stick? Yes, he will. But ADS gets the DRS back at him down the back straight. He's going to go down the inside this time of Chubb in the Alpine. It's the Williams down the inside now. Will he take the position off him? Chubb switches back and now takes the position right off of ADS.
We now have the front 5, which are all very familiar faces now on the podium.
Oh, and that's Frugal Mars round into, nearly hit the barrier there, and has just got back on the track very nicely. That's good for him that he's still there. He's going side by side with the pig, I believe, as the pig diving down the inside through the miles has lost that position there. And it's the Alpha damaging the Alpine then. As the Alpine's going to go down the inside of the pig. Gilksey is into play as well. It just flew past the pig. And that's Gilksey made a proper bold move and he spun round.
The Alpha Tauri's collided.
Oh, and that's not good at all. Both Alpha Tauris were both round at the same time now. And you never want to see that in Formula 1.
As we only have 4 laps to go now though, is Gilksey, is he on old soft tyres or the relatively new? He's on 2 lap old tyres, so. But DK and Ben are on 7 lap old softs. So they'll be at a severe disadvantage when it comes to pace. But Josh Dawson is going to get DRS, but so does Hypes. And he doesn't get the move done, he's too far back.
It is Josh Dawson then with DRS. Once again on Hypes, but he will definitely be too far back to make any move on Hypes.
But it looks like
Hypes might be able
is
to make the
going
move
to
on
get
Ben.
a move on Ben, yeah.
Is he going to try down the inside? No, he isn't. Got very close there though.
He'll be hoping to take his second win of his career and his second ever race.
And if Ben manages to get past DK and holds the position, he will be a 2-time race winner at ZRL. Well, if DK wins this race, he'll be a 2-time race winner as well. So let's see what happens as Ben gets the DRS once again, but he is quite far back on DK to make a move. But do remember, he will get the DRS once again up here. Oh, you got to remember as well, DK has got time penalties, so if we finish the race like this, Ben will be able to, well, Ben will take the race win. But getting very close there, it was Ben's front wing to DK's back. Ben gets DRS once again on DK. Which way will he go? He's going to go down the outside this time, the long way round. Will he be able to make the moves? No, yes he will. He manages to get past him, but will the move stick? Yes it will. And Ben now leads the sprint race here in Austria. But remember, we've got the DRS on the main straight now as DK and Hypes are very, very close together. Well, close to Ben as well. And DK will most likely be able to get past Ben again, unless Ben manages to do some crazy defending. As it's DRS now, back down the main straight. And remember, Hypes has got DRS as well.
But as you say, these
DK can't make a move.
Ben and DK are both 1-time winner, but so is Hype, so all 3 will be involved in this battle for the second best win.
And is it going to be a 2 position? Is it going to be past 2
But the
people
goal
as Hypes? Whoa, and that's all 3 drivers went wide there.
But Ben
Contact there,
takes
and Ben
the back.
manages to get past DK, and it's Hypes who flies past DK as well. There's a lot of contact going on there, but it did bring Ben up into P1. That's an Alpha Tauri round as well near the pits, and that will be Gilksey. But Ben now leads the race with Hypes just behind him and DK behind that. Josh Dawson as well is only 0.9 seconds away from DK, which means he will get DRS as well.
But we're going on to final racing lap for the second race win. Ben looks like he's got it comfortably, but Hypes will definitely be wanting to take this home. And so will DK, who's both got DRS now, will be hoping to try get a move done into turn 1. But will Hypes drop from that far back? I don't think he will, as they turn in and remain the same order through the pit straight.
And here's Hypes then with DRS on Ben. He's going to go down the inside this time. Will he be able to make the move stick? He does manage to get past him. Up to the back straight they go now. DK just behind them. Will DK be able to get past Ben? DK is only half a second away, but Ben's going to try and make the move on Hypes even.
This
He is too far back there as Hypes keeps his position.
has been an amazing last lap battle for all three drivers battling for the second race win in ZRL. However, it looks like Hypes is going to take his second race in ZRL and make it his second race win in ZRL.
He definitely does do, and Hypes will be delighted when he crosses the line to take his second race win, and it's the final corner now.
But Ben might get DRS.
Drivers will Ben be able to get past? No, he won't. And oh, he doesn't. Ben takes the race win due to time penalties, and Ben takes his second race win in ZRL.
Congratulations.
P2.
Congratulations to all three drivers there for battling it out for that second race win. It was very unlucky for Hypes to get time penalty.
It definitely was, and it's nice to see last lap battles like that, and I'm glad we got to see that, and see what happened then. So Ben obviously took the race win here in Austria for the sprint. Hypes got a bit unlucky with time penalties and took the P2 position. DK with P3, Ellis the Great P4, Josh Dawson took P5, Chubb P6, ADS P7, Frugomars P8, Ackers, who started on poles, P9, and we'll see. I can't remember the rest, to be honest. We'll have a look on the finishing results, and that was a lovely last lap battle between them three drivers, and the in-game driver of the day for that sprint was Ben. But here next up will be your finishing results.
And obviously, apart from China, that could have been Hype's first. Hype's could have been the first ever driver in ZRL to get a race win on their first race.
Yep. And here is the finishing results for the sprint race in Austria then, ladies and gentlemen. It was a lovely three-lap last battle. Last battle with three drivers even, as Ben took the race win due to the time penalties. And it's Hypes then who took, and DK took the last spot on the podium. And it's the Great then P4 with Josh Dawson just behind him. Then it comes Chubb, ADS, Frugal Mars, Ackers, The Pig, Prodigy, and Gilksy with Zach Dulk, Xbox Culver, and who else was out in today's race? It was Bass. And yeah, we're back with you then, ladies and gentlemen, in the next few moments. Well, yeah, in the next few moments for live coverage of the actual Austrian Grand Prix. So see you for that. Oh no, oh no. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is, hang on. Well, I don't know, are we leaving or what? Because we can't really.
I mean, it's 7:30, so we've got the race, so people will want to watch it. The race will take about an hour and a half, and that's all we've got until Miami GP starts.
Yeah.
I'll tell him in general.
Okay, we're gonna have to leave and remake lobby.
Don't think we have
F1 ain't loading though. Come on. Yeah. Right. Is that everyone? Right. It's gonna be 15 short. Yep. I really need to book what we're doing this now. Gotta start. I think when we finish this, there'll be about 10 minutes to go before it starts. Oh, is it 9? Alright. Is it? 8:30. Isn't it? That's what it says on mine. It says 8:30 for me. Yeah. Right, they're not long to go now until we are underway for the actual race here in Austria. So it's Ben who takes pole because he won the sprint race we've just had. And it's, I think it's Hypes, isn't it, who takes P2, which is good for them. DK, yeah. Right, let's hope for not as many safety cars this time, shall we? And I wonder if Ben or... Well, no, so it's Hypes with one race win at the minute and DK, so I wonder if they'll be able to claim their second win today.
Ben just
So
very unlucky for Hypes as could have made it 2 out of 2 wins in ZRL.
was, as it's 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go here in Austria. Ben gets a decent start off the line, and he's down into turn 1 now as Hype just behind him. And Ben manages to get a very good start and keeps his position, but he's going to have to defend from Hype, who's going to go down the inside now. Will he be able to get past him before the corner? I think he will, and he will, down into the second turn now. Hypes takes the lead of the race, and he's got
DK spins it.
And DK spun. As Ellis the Great now
Nearly got the move done on Ben, however, must have hit the grass or the sausage curb and he's lost it.
He was very, yeah, like Lewis just said, he was very close to making the move, but bottled it. And Ellis the Great now is up into P3, and he's going to be definitely looking for a move on Ben. And Hype,
which it looks like he's going to get it done into turn 9, as we head towards now as he uses his ERS and he goes round the long way, around the outside.
And will be able to get past him, but will he be able to keep it into turn 10? Ben is going to not give away that position. He does give away the position as Hype.
That was an amazing move.
Takes the lead, fastest lap even. As Ben now down the inside, will he be able to make the move stick? As Ellis moves over, Ben goes wide.
It looks like we're going to see another Ellis and Hype's battle.
There's Josh Dawson then trying to go around the long way of Ben. Backs out of that move as he's Josh Dawson's got Frugal Mars on his inside. Josh Dawson though does get a good run out of that turn. But Frugal is not going to give up. Will he go down the inside this time? It looks like he might do. And he does go down the inside. He shoves his car down that inside, and he manages to get through up into P4. Oh, and that's a Mercedes round. And it's
That suck.
Down in P15 now.
But it does look like we are going to see another battle between Ellis and Hypes, like in Imola, just this time without it ending in a horrible tragedy for Ellis.
I'm not sure predicted pit stop strategy, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen there. As Hypes still leads the race with Ellis the Great just behind him. 1.4 seconds separate them. Ben and Frugal Mars are getting close, and it's DK then on Josh Dawson, with Josh Dawson got DRS on Frugal Mars as well. But will DK be able to make a move on Josh Dawson then? Down the inside he goes.
Well, it looks like Frugal's going to also try get a move done on Ben, but that was a collision between
Josh Dawson
Frugal and DK.
Josh Dawson lost a bit of wing damage there as well. Josh Dawson
DK goes round the inside.
Round the inside and makes the move stick, but Xbox Culver's going to be looking for a move as well down the inside. Here comes Xbox down the outside now.
Frugal got the move done on the Red Bull of Ben, who's now out of podium positions after having such a strong start.
Yeah, has dropped down 3 positions the race start, but on lap 3 out of 36. And Hypes is just extending his lead out there, and he could become a 2-time race winner here at ZRL. I believe he did get 2 wins, but got one of them taken off of him because of a penalty or something like that. But
he officially won the first one, crossed the line first in the sprint. Imola was his first race as a full-time driver in Z1.
So what's going on down the grid then, shall we? Prodigy is still in the same position as where he started. He's the only driver who is in the same position as when they started. Xbox Culver's made up 8 positions, so has Bass. Speaking of Xbox, it's just
Josh has lost 9. Josh has lost 9 positions, so it's not gone well for him after that collision.
Ackers gets a 3-second time penalty as we're trying to make a move on Xbox Culver. He's going to go down the inside now into turn 1 and absolutely flies past him. Culver's going to want that move, going to want that position back though. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. Backs out of that one, but he is going to get DRS again. A lot of lag there, yes. As he gets DRS again, which way will he go? The inside or the outside of the Red Bull of Bass? He goes down the inside this time. Will he make the move stick? Bass is not giving up. Round the outside, Bass goes. And Bass retakes the position. He's now still in P6.
But since DRS is enabled, he's going to get it onto the pit straight Xbox as if he doesn't get the move done in the corners, which he probably will not as he slips further back. As he collects the DRS.
Here comes Ben then. He was looking for a move on Frugal Mars, but was just a bit too far back to make that one stick. But he is going to claim the DRS once again down up to turn 2.
So is DK, who's got close to the Alpine and went to go around the outside, but doesn't get it done.
Frugal Mars is going to be really wanting to get past Ben here. Down the inside he's going to go, he's going to put his car right down the inside of Ben. Will he make the move stick? He's up into P3 at the moment. And he does manage to make the move stick. I think that's that good round once again.
Not turning out to be the greatest race for him, as he might be getting lapped now in the next few corners by Heights.
And it's been a horrible race for Zach Duckett. He goes round again, and his tyres are going to be hotter than...
He will be getting lapped now by Hypes and Ellis. And that is our first lapped driver of the day. Oh no, it's the rest of the pack. This is very unlucky for Zach.
Lap 7 then, out of 36, and I'm delighted to say that we haven't lost a driver yet. That I've probably, okay, speak of not losing a driver, and we've nearly lost an AlphaTauri in sector 2 there, or sector 3 even. But yeah, I don't want to give the commentators curse. We've said this last race, haven't we, Lewis? But about the commentators curse, but we haven't yet lost a single driver. As who's that? Is that? Oh, never mind. The pig's gone round once again. I should stop saying that now, because drivers are just spinning every time I mention it.
And the following drivers have a 3-second time penalty. Ben, Frugal,
Oh, Ben,
Chubb,
Frugal, DK flying right past the pig.
and that makes it 2 lapped drivers this race before lap 10.
And I've got to say, Hypes is just, well, he's trying to extend his lead. Ellis is really, really trying to hold on to it. But Ben, though, gets past Frugal Mars and back up into the podium positions. He started P1, now P3. Dropped down 2 positions, but he's definitely going to be hoping to make them back. DK just got past Frugal Mars as well. And I must say, Hypes and Ellis are very, very far ahead now as Akkers is out. Akkers has retired from today's session, and that will be a full safety car on lap. I thought it was going
And
so
both
well.
and both drivers, Hypes and Ellis, both now with 3-second time penalties. So they'll have to gain a lot of time in this safety car restart.
There will be. There's a lot of drivers with time penalties. The most time penalties on one driver is Zach Duck with 6, and I will tell you, we've seen a lot more than that before. I think one example will be Charlie Chip in Silverstone. I think that was nearly a 30-second time penalty. But yeah, 3-second time penalties for a few drivers today. The drivers with no time penalties, you've got DK, Bass, Gilksy, Prodigy, ADS, and the Pig. As Ben is back up into P3, and it's a bit of a... oh, never mind.
However, I don't know if Zach's spins are just mistakes. However, it looks to me like his car might be shaking nearly as bad as the 2022 W13. So we'll see.
Is that porpoising in 2021?
The helmet definitely looks like it. Very realistic as well, except for the Aston Martin. But Zach's found himself stuck in front of... Zach and the Pig have found themselves stuck in between Frugal Mars and Ellis the Great. So we have 2 lapped cars in the middle of the safety car, which will deeply annoy Ellis.
It's the Mercedes that found themselves side by side just that minute.
Trying to recreate Schumacher and Barrichello.
Yep. Okay then, lap 11 out of 36, and we are here in Austria under a full safety car with Pipes leading the Grand Prix and Ackers, his teammate, well for this race at least, has crashed out, which obviously caused this safety car.
As we see, the pig is now 1 minute 10 behind P12. So, won't be too great for him, but... Between P3, P5 and between P3, 4 and 5, there is 2-car gap between both of them. Due to one lapped car being between them both.
Safety car then. He's coming in on this lap 11. 14 drivers racing here in Austria, so let's see what happens on this restart, shall we?
The pig will be immediately getting blue flagged though, so Ellis will be able to get past, and same goes for Zach Duck, who technically sat in P6 right now.
And the drivers now heading down to turn 9 are going to be weaving like crazy to get their tyres up to a good temperature, as Hypes has absolutely flew off from the pack and is now extending his lead already with 1.6 seconds now. 1.7 seconds that separates them. And DK has got no chance at all of getting past Hypes up into this corner here. And Hypes has done exactly what he wanted to do and fly away from the pack, as he obviously, Lewis mentioned earlier, he's got a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to want to get away and extend that lead. Obviously he doesn't want to lose another one, does he?
Ellis will also be wanting to try catch up with Frugal to get up
here?
into P2.
It's the pig round once again.
As the Chubb and Ben are battling it out down in Sector 2.
And Hypes has hit that 3-minute mark, 3-second mark even, and he's going to want to keep that gap there definitely. As Frugal Mars picks up a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look.
And Hypes goes fastest.
As it's Ben then, on Prodigy. Which way will he go? Will he even be able to get past him into turn 1? I don't think so, he's just a bit too far back to make that move. DRS as well will not be enabled for now, as we've just had a safety car. But it's Ellis and Frugal Mars there. Ellis the Great is up on Frugal Mars. Frugal Mars is going to be wanting to get back past him though. Is he going to dive down the inside? No, he's not. And Hypes is really extending their lead with 3.7 seconds now, which is, well, he will be delighted to have that gap. DRS now enabled, so hopefully we'll see some nice battles and overtakes.
Definitely, and it looks like there might be one brewing between Bass and Josh Dawson down in P9 and 8.
Oh, it definitely does.
As the pig picks up the penalty.
Josh Dawson activates DRS and he's now wanting to get past Bass.
And that's
the pig.
The pig.
Tired.
And it's a safety car.
Second safety car then. on the actual race in Austria here today. We're only on lap 14 out of 36, and I was hoping to not have any more safety cars, but the AlphaTauri has gone into the barrier.
I was expecting this to be a track where there wouldn't be many safety cars due to decent runoff, and it's pretty simple corners, but I guess when your tyres are incredibly hot, he'll be struggling.
And to be fair, I agree with you. I weren't expecting to see many safety cars at all, to be honest. Same we're at Austria, but you know, that's 2 safety cars we've seen at the minute, and we've seen, was it 2 safety cars on the sprint? I think, or 3? Sure, 2, isn't it?
I mean, there was 2 in the first 10 laps because we only had 1 racing lap.
Yeah.
In the entire 10 laps, so. Like Spa, just with a racing lap. And it looks today though that Hypes has listened to the FIA and he's actually wearing his helmet in game. So
yeah, it looks like he's actually thought of his safety this weekend. But as I was just going to mention, Zach Duck once again found himself sandwiched between the drivers at the front, with him being sandwiched between Gilksey and Prodigy.
But I think one thing to mention is the fact that Ellis and Hypes are back together.
Oh yeah, they are. That's so right. Hypes, if he gets the run, when safety car comes in, if he gets the run that he did on the last safety car restart, I think he could be okay. But you've got to remember that we've got Ellis the Great in the Mercedes just behind him, and he's a very, very talented driver.
And 21 laps of racing.
Yeah, we've still got quite a few laps to go as well, as I think we've probably got 1 more lap under the safety car, and then we'll be coming in. Oh, and Ben has left. And he's going to be hoping to get back in before this safety car restarts.
So that's his AI driving now.
Should be, yeah.
Oh.
When he gets a 5-second time play, he wasn't even in.
See, this is exactly why I don't trust AI.
If safety car is coming in, they should tell us around this point, I believe, unless it's going to be a late coming in.
It appears though that we are going to have another lap of safety car.
It does look like that at the moment, yeah. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Say it might be late, and it is late. Safety car is going to pull into the pit lane even. And the big question is Hypes going to get the run like he did? I don't think he will though, as Ellis the Great is right by the side of him. And here's Hypes then. We're racing again in Austria. Down the straight they go. Will Ellis the Great be able to get up to ZC? Hypes down into turn 1. He's just a bit too far back. 3/10 separate them. We've got Gilksey just behind as well. And you've got Zach Duck, who has been lapped once. So he doesn't really matter about positions making up with him, as ADS is out.
But Ellis goes on the inside of Hypes as they touch tyres. Not big enough safety car. Right, it's not enough safety car.
Yeah, and I don't think it will be, as we've just literally just come out of one. Gilksey gets a 3-second time penalty, and it's Hypes still leading the race with Ellis the Great just behind him. Half a second separates them both. Zach Duck gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring the blue flag.
Oh, and they collide! Ellis and Hypes have collided.
Wow. Okay, so Ellis the Great and the Hypes, the two drivers in. Whoa, and that's Zach Duck sideways on the track. Okay, then. That was a bit unexpected for some drivers. But after all of that, it's brought Gilksey, Prodigy, and Josh Dawson into the podium positions. Gilksey is on for a race win here, but Prodigy just behind him. He is going to be wanting to get past Gilksey. Which way will he go? He's going to go down the outside this time. I think that's Zach Duck. Is that Zach Duck? Yes, it is. Round again. Wow, and that is crazy then. Hypes and Ellis. We have still got quite a few laps to go. Don't forget that, but that. Okay. Have a good one. It's DRS enabled then for all of the drivers, and it's side by side with Josh Dawson and Bass. Bass goes very, very wide there, up into turn 1. Frugal Mars and Xbox Culver fly past Josh Dawson. Josh Dawson had just lost 3 positions in the space of about 10 seconds. Here comes DK then with DRS on Gilksey. Will he be able to get past him? DK is going side by side with Gilksey round the outside, and that was a lovely move on Gilksey. Is now leading the Austrian Grand Prix. Gilksey's round into the pit wall, and he will be very, very mad with that, and he's just reset the track as well, which is illegal, so he will be penalised for that. Gilksey then has found himself in P8. ZC Hypes and Ellis the Great 10th and 11th. They're both leading the race only a few moments ago, and it all went horribly wrong as they both collided, but Benny just rejoined back and he will find himself in P9. He won't be too happy with that, as we've got Bass going down the outside of Prodigy. He makes the move. Well, he tries to make the move, but Prodigy's not going to be wanting to give that position away. But Bass does keep the position. And it's Frugal then down the inside of Prodigy. Prodigy might lose 2 positions here. And he has lost 2 positions in the space of about 15 seconds there. As Xbox Culver goes down the inside. Is that going to be 3 positions he's lost? Oh, and Bass goes wide. And Bass now into P5, down into P5 I should say, and he goes into the pit lane there. Xbox Culver picks up a 3-second time penalty there, and he's now got DRS on Frugal Mars. Frugal Mars goes onto the grass a little bit there. He's going to go down the inside though, Xbox Culver is. And he's going to make the move very, very smoothly, without any contact. And Zach Duck's round again, I believe. Yes. Zach Duck nearly enters the trap there as DK goes past him, and that could have been a major collision with the 2 drivers. Here comes Xbox Culver then down the inside of Frugal Mars. No, he doesn't actually go down the inside. Frugal Mars keeps the position. And we should mention the position changes, shouldn't we? As Xbox Culver gained 11 positions. We'll forget about that for now. Xbox Culver's going to go down the inside of Frugal Mars. Side by side into turn 2. And he makes the move stick. Xbox Culver is now up into P2, but maybe not for long. As Frugal Mars is coming back at him. Down into the inside he goes and takes the position back off of him for P2. And that's Xbox Culver then down into P3. He lost 1 position just there. But good for him, he has made up 11 positions from where he started. He started in P14. That's Prodigy and Josh Dawson both going into the pit lane there. We're on lap 23 out of 36. As we've still got Hypes down in 11th, and I think that's his AI. And Hypes has got no wing in sight, as that's Ellis the Great and Bass make in contact there, and Ellis has got no wing at all as he enters the pit lane. And that's going to completely slow his stop down there. And that's a Ferrari of ZT Hypes going into the pit lane. And we've got a virtual safety car on lap 23. And the race leader DK goes into the pit lane for for some new tyres even. I believe, anyway, he's on soft compound tyres. Let's see how old they are, shall we? 8 lap old they are, as Frugal Mars finds himself in P1 with Xbox Culver just behind him. He'll be delighted to be in this position. And we're still on the virtual safety car, which means all drivers will have to slow themselves down by quite a big margin. As DRS is now enabled and virtual safety car is now finished with. Xbox Culver then is just dropping back quite a bit here from Frugal Mars with its 1.2 seconds separate them. He's just gained quite a bit there. 3 tenths in fact. Down the straight they go. And he will not gain the DRS as he wasn't 1 second away even at the DRS detection zone. But Ellis the Great certainly was, as he's got DRS on Bass. He's going to go down the inside this time. Very, very late move made by him, but will he make it stick? Forces Bass wide a little bit there, and he does manage to make the move stick. Very, very clean there by Ellis the Great. Zach Duck heads into the pit lane. He's going to have to do a 5-second time penalty in there as well, which will slow him down even more. And he's had a horrendous race today in P12 at the moment, so he won't score any points as well. Ellis the Great, though, takes the fastest lap of the race with 1 minute 5.6. That was a lovely lap from him, as Hypes takes it with 1 minute 5.67. And then Ellis the Great down the inside of Bass. Bass got a better run, though, out of turn 1, which means he's going to come in front of him. Ellis the Great Switches back down the inside. He's going to push Bass a bit wide. And he takes the position of P9. Bass is not going to give up though on lap 26 out of 36. 11 laps to go. And it's Bass with DRS then down the straight on Ellis the Great. He's gaining and gaining with the slipstream. Too far back there, but second opportunity here at Austria. Down the second long straight here with DRS. And Bass managed to make the move, but Ellis the Great is not going to give up. Will he be able to go down the inside of the turn here? And he does make the move. A very bold move, but Bass got a way better exit out of that turn. And took the P9 position right back off him. Ellis the Great does his famous switchback, but it doesn't quite work out for him on this time. Ellis the Great once again with DRS down the inside of Bass. He gets, ZT Hypes gets a 1 minute 4.8 time, fastest lap. That was a very, very strong fastest lap. And Ellis the Great gets DRS on Bass, even though he's in front of him and Zach Duck has retired, which will most likely bring out a full safety car. Doesn't look like it will. Is Ellis the Great going to look for a move on Bass, but we're just a bit too far back to make that one. But this could be Frugal Mars getting his first ever race win here at ZRL. Xbox Culver in P2 as well. Only 1.5 seconds separates them. With Chubb in P3, that is very, very good position for him. And very, very good points as well. Ellis and Bass then back at it again. Side by side now. Up on the second straight. Ellis broke very, very late, early there, sorry, brought Bass up into P9. Ellis down the inside. Will he try and make the move? He does, and that was a very, very lovely move on Bass, and he gets the position done just before the next corner. That was crucial to get done, but Bass may be able to get past him again with the DRS, and he will not be able to get past him probably now, as Hypes managed to go past him, and Bass did go a bit wide there, and that has ruined his chances of getting up past Ellis the Great. Xbox Culver went very wide there, but he is only 1.1 seconds away from Frugal Mars. If he manages to gain that 1/10 of a second, or 2/10 now, he will gain the DRS, and hopefully for him, he will get past him. And I must say, it's been an absolutely brilliant drive from Chubb in the podium positions at the minute, and I've just realised as well, it will be the two Alpines on the podium if it finishes like this. I'm sure Chubb will be wanting to get past Xbox Culver to make it brilliant, 1-2 finish, but we'll have to see, as Ben is clearly having issues with the internet or something, and hopefully we'll be rejoining soon, but he's found himself in P8 at the moment with his teammate Bass in P11. And it's 5 laps to go then of today's race as Xbox Culver enters the pit lane down into P4 now. And at the moment, as it stands, it's an Alpine 1-2 with DK in P3. If Chubb can keep the position of P2, it will be the Alpine 1-2, which we've never had here at ZRL before. 6 seconds separate the both Alpines, with DK only 7 tenths away from him. Here comes DK, who moves down onto the inside with DRS. Too far back to make the move on Chubb though. That doesn't mean DK won't get the DRS again, because he will get the DRS. Down just behind Chubb now. Still way too far back to make the move, as that's Ellis the Great. That's a full safety car. Frugal Mars gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, yeah, and that might have ruined his chances of getting his first race win in ZRL. Got to remember as well, Frugal Mars is on 17 lap old tyres, same as Chubb. It was looking like an Alpine 1-2, but it is starting to fade away now, as Frugal Mars has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, and that will be horrible for him, as Ben is really having problems with the internet. And we're going to be under the safety car for another lap. Okay, and it might be a late safety car coming in today. We're on lap 34 out of 36. We're nearly finished with the race. And I think we might be on the safety car for a whole nother lap. Unless it is coming, I didn't see it. Yeah, never mind. It is coming in. And we will be racing again in Austria. We're speeding down the straight now with Frugal Mars and Chubb. Let's have a look what's going on down the back of the grid. It's not actually Ben driving that car, so we won't look at that, but it's Hypes then trying to make a move on Ben. Bass even. Bass is trying to make a move on Guilty, and Guilty's trying to make a move on Josh Dawson. Josh Dawson might actually make the move though down the outside, and he does make the move. Nice and clean. Bass is going to make the move as well. Side by side now. Wow, and that was hectic. It's DK. He's leading the Grand Prix and he's on for another race win here in ZRL. As Xbox Culver up into P2. Frugal Mars and Chubb down into P3 and P4. Prodigy's in P5. Guilty's P6. Then comes Bass, Josh Dawson, Hypes and Ben. There's only 2 laps remaining then of today's race. And here we go then, it's going to be a last lap battle with Xbox Culver and DK. Xbox Culver down the inside into turn 1, he's going to make a bold move. Will he make it stick? DK backs out of that one a little bit. And Xbox Culver leads the Austrian Grand Prix on the final lap. Frugal Mars, who was leading the race only a few moments to go, is now in the pit lane. Down into P10, last position. Chubb goes wide in the background there. Also, the passive Prodigy. And it's Xbox Culver then, who may take the race win for the first time ever in ZRL. His teammate was not here. Akers filled in for his teammate, who is Paradox Ruins. And Xbox Culver will be delighted if he does win this race. DK's just behind, he will not pick up the DRS. Round the final corner we go, and it's Xbox Culver to cross the line to take his first win in Austria. And DK takes it off him with time penalties. And Prodigy takes the race win, actually. Wow. Prodigy takes his first race win in ZRL due to time penalties. And that is something you've never seen before, ladies and gentlemen. Xbox Culver takes the driver of the day. Wow. Here is your finishing results, ladies and gentlemen, for the Austrian Grand Prix. Prodigy takes the race win for the first ever time here in ZRL. Then DK comes and takes P2 with Ben, who takes the P3 position. Moving down the grid then, Xbox Culver takes P4, ZC Hypes takes P5, Bass P6, Guilty P7, Chubb P8, Josh Dawson P9, Frugal Mars P10, Ellis the Great P11 and Zach Duck P12. So thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, for today's, and we'll be back with you for the live coverage of the next race right here, 7:30 PM BST on Sunday. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.